All right. It's time for you to wake up and win. Yes, Wake Up and Win Morning Podcast is powered by CTR Media Network. I am your host, Tina Ramsey, here today to help you have that morning positivity. This particular podcast is designed to fuel your mindset, elevate your business, podcast, or TV show, and to inspire you to take positive daily actions every single day. Each episode have powerful insight, actionable strategies, a quote, a Bible verse, and a call to action to help you achieve your level of success. We talk about a variety of different topics. So today we are going to dive into the conversation of turning passion, or how you could turn your passion into your profit, building a business around what you love. Because right now, I 1000% believe that in this new economy, you have to have more than just your 9 to 5 job in order to survive it. Okay. And so we're going to talk about that on today. But before we get started, you know how we do. We ask you to drop down a comment to let us know where you're tuning in from. Say hello, share this video at least out with 1 to 5 people, and subscribe. And we also encourage you to download the CTR Media Network app today so that you can keep getting more of this positivity throughout your day by the palm of your hand. Yes, you can listen to us on the go, on your break, at school, cleaning up, whatever. Just put us on and play, because we have information to touch every aspect of your life, including business. So let's go ahead and jump into the topic today. Like I said, I believe now more than ever, it takes more than one job. If you work a regular job, it takes more than one job. If you have a business, it takes you building multiple streams of income within that business, or maybe you have more than one business. For entrepreneurs that really make six figures and up, every single one of the entrepreneurs, they have more than one thing that they're doing. Okay. And so today we're going to talk about how you could turn your passion into profit, because everybody has something, at least one thing that you're good at. I mean, that you are exceptional at, that someone will actually buy from you, or buy to have you to be available to be able to teach them how to do whatever it is that you're doing. So how can you take that passion, that love, that special gift that you have, and actually turn around and build a business around it that you will actually love, that you would even go do even if you did not get paid to do it? But of course, the goal is eventually to get paid to do it. Let me give you 5 tips. Number one, you need to identify what people will pay you for. So, what is it? Is your gift something that is actually helping to solve a common problem that a mass amount of people have? Think about it. If you can cook, if you have good advice dealing with a certain thing that you was able to overcome, and you was able to have success with it, is it something that you can do that you can identify that people will pay for? Because listen, passion is great, but profitable passion solves a problem. So, what type of problem can you solve that's attached to the passion that you have, that in turn can turn into a profit that you can actually build a sustainable business around? Number two, you need to package your knowledge. It's all well and good to have knowledge, to know how to do things, to actually have proof of concept that you can actually solve this problem. Like, I know that one of the gifts that I have is helping people turn their passion, their expertise into a TV show or podcast. And my other thing that I do when you have your podcast or your TV show with CTR Media Network is that we promote and advertise on your behalf to provide more visibility, get more eyeballs on what it is that you're doing. So we help you do that. And that's one of the main problems that small business owners have. They lack advertisement monies. They lack the ability to be able to share their message in a massive way. And so we solve that problem, and we do it very cost effectively for what we do. And not only that, we provide different services and training and support, because you out here creating content, building a business. It's not easy. So you need a community that understands and that can help you on those moments when you feel like giving up. We can help pick you back up, right? And give you solutions to help you be able to bounce back quicker and not give up. So that's one thing. The other thing is homeschooling, but I'm not going to go into that right now. So, what is it that you can do that you can package your knowledge into a product or service? And when you package your knowledge, these are some ways in which you can package it. You can package it as coaching. You can become a coach, because, as far as I recall, as of now, I have not checked this in the last couple of years, but I know that in the past, you did not need to have a certain document in order to be a coach. Okay. Now, there are many programs that can certify you, and I have so many different certifications in various different aspects of coaching, because I wanted to have it for myself. Because in South Carolina, as far as I recall, you don't have to be certified in order to coach anyone. Um, but I wanted it for myself. Another reason why is because when you are now a certified coach, your ticket price for your services can be higher, because you actually have training in whatever it is that you're doing. You have proof that hey, I went through this course, I went through this particular education, and based upon the knowledge that I already had, and also expanding my education, this is why my services cost this amount versus someone else who do not have these credentials, right? Another thing that you can do with packaging your knowledge is turn your knowledge into a course. Okay? Turn your knowledge into a course. And you were like, well, I don't know how to do a course. Let me tell you how I first started with my how to start a podcast course. I did not know how to start a course in 2020. No, 2018. I did not know how to start a course. Had no idea on how to even do a course. But you know what I did? My coach at the time was like, go ahead and build out a course. I'm like, I don't know how to build out no course. So what I did was that I created a Facebook group that was all about podcasting. How to start a podcast, how to use equipment, all the things that most new podcasters want to know. I started that group, and inside that private Facebook group, because it was a private Facebook group, you only could be in the group through membership only. And I taught all of those different things, all the updates, all the different things with podcasting. And then I had like one-on-ones with some of them. And I started inside a Facebook group, private Facebook group first. Later on, I got more advanced and more techie, where I actually have a course system that they can go in and have a login and a membership area and a portal and all this stuff like that. But when I first started out, my course that I built out was a free Facebook group that I created that was centered around the topic that I was discussing, which was podcasting, and individuals had to pay in the beginning, when I first started out, $10 to be in the group a month. And then I had where they can actually pay $10 a month, or they can pay $97 for the lifetime. So they can be in the group for a lifetime, and any updates, information, I just drop in the group. And quite a bit of people joined the group. They got the information, they built community. It was really good. So you need to know how to package your knowledge into a product or service. The next thing that I did was that I created a book. You can actually buy my #1 bestseller right now, The Power of Podcasting: Unlocking Tips and Strategies for Podcast Success. It's all over the place. Amazon, airports, stores, at the beach. It's all over the place. You could just Google it and Google my name, and you'll be able to find it. The next thing you need to do with your knowledge is to build out events centered around your particular topic. So what is it that you're good at? What is it that you can do? What is it that you can teach that will solve people problems, that you can create a virtual or an in-person event? All those things are something that you can do right now. You can be a coach. You can actually create a course. You can create a book. You can also create events. Now, say for example, if you do not have the funds to create a physical book, I would encourage you to do an ebook, which is something it can be a digital download. You can go to payhip.com and start you a website. And at payhip.com, they actually don't charge you to have your information and your uploads and all that stuff on their website unless you get paid. So when you get paid, if you make $10, they'll take their small portion out of that $10 and or whatever price that you charge if you do not have a website, because you're going to need a website where people can go, or a way that people can go and easily buy your stuff, okay? Of course, I use Wix for a website as well, so you can use Wix. Some people like WordPress. I don't. But some people, they love um WordPress, for ones who really love it. But I like Wix. I like systems that are easy, that's drag and drop, that are very easy for people to use and also for me to use. And so think about what you can do, that you could turn your passion into profit that also solve people problems. Because the key is that you have to solve people problems. Number three, you need to create multiple streams of income. Don't just sell one thing, build an ecosystem. What does that mean? Let me explain to you what an ecosystem is. So you can have one concept, one idea. Let me use myself for example. I am a podcaster. I started with podcasting as a solo podcast host with no guests. Later on, people start expressing interest, wanting to be on my show. I opened the opportunity for people to be able to be a featured guest on my show. And then later on, I started charging them a fee for advertisement for having placement on my show. Then after that, I built me a community where I actually started how to start a podcast class and monetize it. And I built the Facebook group community. People joined. They had to pay a small membership fee in order to participate, and or they paid the lifetime membership and they was able to have lifetime access. I built that. Then I turned around years later. I started not only teaching people how to start and build a podcast, but later on, I started a podcast network. Later on, I expanded that podcast network to a podcast and TV distribution network. Then in the middle, I actually start publishing books that was around podcasting, TV streaming, and media. So you see how you build multiple streams of income based upon what that one thing is that you can do. After that, I built a merchandise line. People can buy my merch. People can buy my cups, my hats, my pullovers. They can buy all of this stuff, right? Then in between that, I coach people one-on-one how to do what I do. Then I provide advertisement placements in magazines, on my social media, and various other different things off of that same one idea, that concept. So, how many ways can you spin or duplicate that same one passion and be able to break it down in smaller fractions to be able to solve people problems, to be able to give them value, but can give it to them in multiple different ways of distribution that will help make their life easier, but also help you build multiple streams of income off that one passion, off of that one passion. And this is the stuff that I teach, I teach it in way more detail in our private CTR Media Network community, membership community. And so, and then we bring in people who are smarter than me. Like we have Brittany, aka Dr. Fashion, coming in to actually teach our CTR Media Network podcasters, members, paid members, how to her three-part system on how to grow your YouTube channel and also build a digital business online. And let me tell you, Brittany, the founder of creatorlife.com, she has over 1 million YouTube followers just on one of her pages. and on YouTube. She actually works for YouTube. She actually do different partnership with Coachella. Uh, like she have taught different things for YouTube, Facebook, all of these different things, and she have managed to make 7+ figures just from social media alone. Just from social media alone, and so we're going to bring her in to actually teach for our monthly training on the 15th of this month for members only. So if you want to learn how you can be a part of CTR Media Network membership program, just comment below or reach out and hit our contact us, and I'll let you know how you can join. But those are some of the benefits and perks from being a paid member of our network, because we actually have monthly training and they can have one-on-ones as well to help them grow their show, help them grow their business, etc. But anywho, the fourth thing that you need to do is market yourself consistently. You cannot just post once a month, once every 2 weeks. You need to post consistently, and you need to use different ways of posting. So if you do a photo post, or I like to call it a stagnant post, something that has no movement, it's just a post, like a picture or a graphic. That's it. Then you need to do written posts, a combination of written and stagnant. Then you need to do video, like a standard video that's more than a minute long. Then you also need to do reels or shorts, or whatever platform that you're on. They call it different things, but it's the same thing. Short videos, right? Clips. So you need to use a variety of different ways to consistently engage with your audience based on the way that they like to receive information. You have some people that love to read, but then you have some people that they like get to the point and give me a picture and give me the option. Do I want to do it, or I don't want to do it, right? Then we have some people that like to be able to have an experience. So they love video because they like to have an experience. Then you like people who want to know, but they want to watch video. They don't want to read, but they want to watch video, but they don't want to be watching anything for a long time. So that's where the shorts and the reels come into place, because they can get a bird's eye view of who you are and what you do in a short little burst of content that is 45 seconds or less. Okay. The next thing that you need to do, um, oh, we're speaking about this market yourself consistently. The key is you can have the most best product or service on the face of the planet. You can have proof of concept. You can currently have clients or customers. But if you are not marketing yourself and marketing yourself consistently and utilizing all the different platforms in order to do it, because that's your audience base, if you're not consistently marketing yourself, you're going to notice that you are not reaching your full potential with your business, whether it is clientele and or financial gain. So if people don't know you exist, they can't buy from you. You cannot be a secret business. I know sometimes, when you're just getting your business off the ground, you may not want to be all out there. But honey, that is the thing that you need to do. You think Nike is caring about being all out there? Adidas, Chick-fil-A, all of these places? No, they do not care. They in your face 24/7, 7 days a week. And that's why they're a Fortune 500 company, and why you or other people are not, because I'm speaking for small business owners, a portion of us feel like, I don't want to overwhelm people on my social media with just posting about my business. Well, you can post about your business, a little bit about your life, but you have to post about your business, okay? That is a part of your marketing. And podcasting and TV, having access to them as well as having your own show, is one of the best marketing tools I can tell you. And I can tell you this from experience, because I used to be a COO of a social media marketing company, and it was not my own company. I started as a client, and I start doing what they said, and I start expanding what I learned and trying different things. They start noticing me. Next thing I know, I went up to being a manager. They hired me. I went from being a client to being an employee of the company as a manager. Then eventually I went all the way up the chain to the COO of someone else's company, teaching media and marketing. and social media and teaching people how to be comfortable on video. So I know what I'm talking about. And I've been doing this a long time, you guys. I've been on social media ever since 2009. So I've been doing this a very, very, very long time. Hey, Latreia, how are you today? She said, good morning. Great information. I think I need your help starting a podcast. Awesome. So go ahead to CTR Media Network and click our 15-minute free discovery call so I can have a conversation with you next week. And we can go ahead and get you started, letting you know how you can actually get that done and how CTR Media Network can actually help catapult your podcast by getting you out there, providing maximum visibility for you and help you be able to build your passion and turn your passion into a sustainable business that is profitable. Number 5, you need to be patient and persistent. When you are doing a passion based business, you have to understand that it takes time. If it's a passion based business, a passion based podcast, TV show, or services, or whatever it is you're doing, when it's passion driven, it's going to take time to build, because everybody, for the most part, when you start a podcast or you TV show or a business, you start from ground zero. 0 followers, 0 commission, 0 participation, 0 clients, right? And so it takes time for people to develop trust and confidence in whatever it is that you're doing, even if you have proof of concept from the past. But most of the time, you first start a business, you have no proof of concept. You just have that original idea, that passion, that love to do it, that skill, that talent. And you have to build that up by getting clientele. And then by getting clientele or selling products or services or getting featured guests on your show, then you have proof of concept. Now you have receipts, like they like to say in the streets. I have receipts, right? And so you're going to have to understand that you're going to be patient with yourself, but with the patience, you need to be persistent and consistent, because you will start having people who will leave testimonials and reviews. But you have to create your lasting freedom. Okay? Passion driven. All of my businesses that I have started with passion. It was something that I was indeed passionate about, that I knew I can do in my sleep, that I love actually helping, and I have helped people. When I first started out, I did not understand anything about business. I want you guys to understand that I didn't know. Listen, I did not have an entrepreneur mindset. I did not understand business, period. The only thing that I knew is that I love what I did. I love helping people in homeschooling. I love helping people with media and different stuff like that. But I started out in the education arena, which I still am. I've been in there. I've been doing education for like 30 years now. Um, and I had no idea that I could get paid for some of this stuff that I was doing, because I worked in a public school system. I worked for a business. I was an employee. And in my spare time, I would go live and share information to help people, blah, 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 to help de-stress their educational process, help them with their children with ADD, ADHD, autism, based upon my personal experience with my child who has autism, ADD. He has ADD, not ADHD, having dyslexia, and also working with children in the public school system that had learning disability, special needs category, right? So I was explaining different things that I have seen, different things that I have experienced from working, and also eventually I started sharing my experiences with homeschooling. And so I didn't understand that that was a business, till someone pull me aside and said, "Listen, you're actually coaching." I eventually started building out lesson plans for schools all over the world. I'm talking about even China too. With the teachers, they came to me to build out their curriculum. I did not understand the massiveness of what I was doing until someone pulled me to the side that had a business mindset, that was an entrepreneur, and said, Tina, you have a business. And then after that, then I started working on different things about starting a business, getting my LLC, all the different things that you need to do to have a real business, legally documented, right? And so that passion actually turned into multiple streams of income and multiple businesses over the years. But I did not make money the first year. Like the first year, 6 months, year, I did not make money because I was too afraid to put a price on it. I didn't understand how to do pricing. I felt a little stuff for free for all these years, and then now I'm charging them for the exact same thing that I had to give them for free, even though it helping them. I felt uncomfortable because I was so used to the employee mindset that it was hard for me to shift my mind to the entrepreneurship mindset. But then later on, I was able to do that, right? Hello. But later on, I was able to do that, and now I am a full-time entrepreneur. The only thing that I do is that I am a full-time entrepreneur. Yeah. So many people, they're part-time, but I have eventually um crossed the level where now I am 100% full-time entrepreneur. That's what I do. It pays, it does everything for me, just as if I work for someone else as an employee. Now I am a full-time entrepreneur, right? But it took time. It took years before I was able to cross over to be a full-time entrepreneur. I was a part-time when I started off, I was a seasonal entrepreneur where I will work my business for a certain season out of the year. Maybe 6 months out of the year, I would work at my business, right? And the other time I was raising kids, homeschooling, teaching, community lead, all this other stuff. Then eventually, and that was part-time, it was seasonal. Then I went to part-time where I was working my business like a part-time job. Then eventually that part-time turned into a full-time entrepreneurship where now the only thing that I do is my passion, is my dream that actually creates sustainable profit for my businesses as well as for my family. But like I said, that I have to do a whole different video on the process of all of that, because many people, you look at these videos and think it happened like a snap of your fingers overnight. People tell you to do XYZ, but they don't tell you the amount of time, effort, and work it takes in order to achieve it. And so when you go do it and you don't have immediate success or immediate gratification for whatever it is that you're putting out, you feel like you're failing. You feel like you're doing something wrong, and you're not. You're not doing anything wrong. They just forgot, or they just decided not to tell you that, hey, you're not gonna, it's very few people that's gonna be an overnight success. It takes time. It takes time, persistence, and you need to be consistent on what you do. So we have a Bible quote. No. We're gonna do our quote first, our regular quote. It says, do what you love and you will never work a day in your life. Do what you love and you will never work a day in your life. Right now, I work, but I work doing my passion. So it's a different type of flavor when you actually enjoy what it is that you do. It's still work. You still get tired. Sometimes you still get frustrated sometimes, but you keep going back because guess what? You actually love what you do. Okay. And then you have the opportunity to get paid for what you do, which adds more uh it just feels good to be able to get paid for what you do, right? That you love to do. So find out what it is that you love to do, that you are actually passionate about, that you can act, that can be used to solve somebody's problem. It's a Bible verse in the Bible that talks a little bit about this at Proverbs 18:16. It says, a man's gift make room for him and bring him before great men. A man's gift make room for him and bring him before great men. So, the Bible is written in man, but we're going to say woman. So think about this. A woman's gift will make room for her and bring her before great women. I can say that this is true in the book of Proverbs for me, for the simple fact that my gifts made room for me, that I be in rooms that I never thought that I would be in, just because of the passion and the gift that I have with media marketing, with podcast and TV distribution, understanding how to position and elevate individuals with their brand, with whatever they have, through the power of podcasting and TV streaming distribution. It has opened up so many doors, opened up doors for me to speak on stages, be a part of other people's books, being featured in MSN.com magazine for what we're actually doing here with CTR Media Network, and also recognizing that I'm a homeschooler. All right. And that's just some of it. I mean, I was in Yahoo Finance, Black News, all kind of different things that I have been in because my gift made room for me to be before people who I never thought I would. I have talked to politicians and governors about the projects that I have to help the community, right? And so, what is it that you do? What is it that you're passionate about? If you start working on it today and building and being patient, those gifts will make room for you. It will open up a whole new world that you have never thought about, because now you're not just working because you for survival. You're working to feed your soul. You're working from passion. You're working from a purposeful place that will give you more gratification, more happiness than anything else when you are working from a place of purpose versus a place of survival. And I get it. In the beginning, you may have to work from survival because you need a job, because things are expensive. But make sure that you never leave yourself out of that scenario. If you're working for someone else, you make sure when you get off of work, you work for yourself about 2, 3 hours to be able to build your purpose, to build your passion. So eventually, that purpose and passion will make way for you that you can actually eventually leave that job and work 100% like me now on what your passion and purpose is, that will create the profit that is sustainable, that you'll be able to do what you do and be able to teach people how you did what you are doing. The only thing that I'm doing now is teaching people what it is that I do and how I did it, because I have the solution. They saw me grow, right? That's what I'm doing, providing a solution. What solution can you provide? On that note, I want you to turn your passion. I want this to be the confirmation for those of you who've been sitting on the sideline, watching everybody else win, watching everybody else walk in their purpose and passion. And you've been saying for years that you're going to walk out on faith. You're going to do what you need to do in order for you to turn your passion into a business. And you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the perfect time. Let me tell you something. There is never a perfect time. You're going to have to make those sacrifices. You're going to have to make that leap of faith. And this is your confirmation on today to turn your passion into profit. Start living a purposeful life. How you can do this? Go ahead and download the CTR Media Network app today to help you monetize your skills today. I personally talk about monetization all the time, how you can actually monetize the different things that you do. I can literally people literally hire me to get an hour session with me, and they pretty much dump all their ideas on me, and I tell them how they can monetize that particular thing or those things that they're dumping out. I'm like, okay, well, what is it that you do? Okay, this is how you monetize this. This is the platform you take that to. This is what you do with this. This is what you do with that. It's called my monetization or monetize your mind strategy call. That's what I do. I think I might bring it back because I do it in phases, where I would do it for a certain season, because it can be, I get so many clients when I open up my Monetize Your Mind strategy call. And then when I open up my Monetize Your Mind event, whether it's virtual or in person, Lord, it's, so many people pay to get into that private session or that event. And so I only do it a certain time, and I may bring it back, because I bring it back just like you have the seasonal coffees and stuff like that. I bring it back seasonal, for a special time frame only, because it's so many people that I have to help at that time. And I'm like, okay. I'm grateful and I'm thankful, but I'm only can do this for a certain amount of time where I can pour into those group of people to help get them started. And then they go out and fly like an eagle. Okay. So I may bring that back. If you guys want me to bring back the Monetize Your Mind strategy calls and or the virtual Monetize Your Mind event, where literally real time you can talk to me and say, okay, I have this idea. Will this idea work? How can I monetize this? What can I do? I literally do it real time for you. You will walk away from that strategy, monetize your mind strategy call with things that you can do the same day without being upsold. Okay? Because most of the time people just give you a little bits and pieces. But I give it to you. I give it all to you, and then I walk away. Be like, okay, this is what you do. Okay, you paid this money. This is how much it costs. Okay, go ahead. You have an hour. Go ahead. You have 30 minutes. You do the talking. Tell me what you would like to do, and I'll let you know if it can work in the marketplace or not. And if it can, this is what you do. How much budget do you have? Do you have any money to invest? Do you have any money to work with where you can pay for advertisement, where you can do this, or your money looking funny? Tell me, be honest, what are you working with? If you're working with a budget of $100, or you working with a budget of zero, or you working with $1,000? And then I tell them the different platforms, different things that they can do in order to make whatever it is that they're doing, the passion, profitable, and so that people can go and buy it. All right. So I may bring that back this year. I may bring it back this year because people actually love that. But yeah, they love that. But anyway, on that note, you guys go ahead and download the app today because you literally can monetize your mind. Literally can monetize your passion. You can turn it into a profit. I'm telling you because I'm doing it every single day. And I'm not the only one. It's multiple people that have been able to flip their passion into profit and been able to turn what they actually love to do as a source of multiple streams of income. And now they're in a position where if they work for someone else, they don't have to work for someone else. Okay? I go and I work sporadically for other people, going in teaching podcast, TV, media, and marketing and homeschooling. You see how that is? I literally get hired to come in other people's organizations to teach what I know for a certain amount of time because I don't teach in nobody whatever for a long period of time. But they hired me to come in. So I'm telling you guys, if you can solve problems, you can make profit. Solving problems, making people's life easier, you can make a profit. That is how you turn your passion into a profit and start living a purposeful life that you're happy to wake up and go to work every day. All right. You guys have a great, amazing rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to tune in on tomorrow. If you want me to bring back the Monetize Your Mind strategy session, that's a one-on-one. Or if I get a whole lot of people that really, really want to do it, I will do like a virtual event so that anybody can tune in from the four corners of the world. You guys can tune in, and it will be limited. It will not be where everyone can get a ticket. I will, because I do smaller groups, so I probably do no more than 25 to 50 people max in each particular session, because I like to have time, at least 10-15 minutes, to actually talk to each person. Or I like to give everybody some time with me so that if I can help them break down their monetizing strategy. So I do smaller group sessions, so I probably would have to do 10 to 15 or 25 people per group session, and I'll probably do about 4 sessions separately, maybe one session per week, once I decide to do it, so that I can help. My goal is probably to help between 50 to 100 people in 1 month. So if it's 100 people, that means 25 people per week in a group session, that they'll be able to, we can have a group session where you guys can share, and then that also, that investment fee will include you to have a 1 hour one-on-one with me by yourself. So you have group, then you'll have a one-on-one, at least 30 minutes to an hour, and to finish out the concept so that you can go ahead and work. But anywho, You hear me working it out in my head right now. This is how I work, people. This is how I work. And then I write it down, make it plain, and then it happens just as I write it down. Okay. So you guys have a great, amazing rest of your day. Go out there and figure out what your passion is, what your purpose is, and go ahead and make today an amazing day. I want you guys to go ahead and walk in your greatness. I want you to understand your self-worth. I want you to understand the value that you bring, because many times you just don't understand how amazing you are. I am the person that's going to make sure that you know, even if you don't believe it, I'm going to show you how amazing you are. Don't you let nobody fool you. You are amazingly awesome just the way that you are. We all can improve, including myself, but you are the original. You are the original. There is no other person just like you. You are special. Don't ever forget that. I will talk to you later. Bye.
Here's why you need to tune in right now. With CTR Media Network, you can transform your knowledge into a fully produced TV show. Imagine your content streaming on platforms like Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV, reaching over 350 million households in 140 countries. We take care of everything, from managing your ready-to-go content to global distribution. And it's not just any content, it's edutainment, a perfect blend of education and entertainment that keeps viewers coming back for more. You'll join a vibrant community of thought leaders, podcasters, and educators, all sharing a passion for impactful content and global reach. Plus, with our app available on Google Play and the App Store, your show will be accessible to millions more, ready to shine on the global stage. Let's get you started. Schedule a 15-minute call with us today and turn your idea into a TV sensation. Reply to this video by saying, "I want to learn more." Don't wait, your audience is out there waiting.